No. She a whole lot. Latocha Scott.
What do you do, y'all? This your girl, Star J Craziness, and I'm coming to you, and you with another Word on the Street segment. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video, baby. Latocha, she is back at it again, y'all. Didn't we tell her to stop answering questions on these interviews? Just say, I decline. I don't know what you're talking about. We had our run. That's cool. But, yeah, so she addressed some things. She went on the WGCI morning show, and she discussed her album. How that album doing, y'all? Let me know in the comment section below. Her cookbook, the marriage, and the show, Xscape and SWV, the Queens of R&B. All I really heard was she not taking accountability. She clearing up this whole open marriage thing yet again. She blaming Mona Scott for putting her basically in the bad light because that's not the story she was told that was going to be portrayed on the show. And I'm like, girl, you already did a reality TV show with your group before, Kicking It with Xscape or something like that. And it was drama on there. So what makes you think it was going to be any different just because they sold you a dream? Okay. They needed them ratings to go up, which it did, and we all was tuned in for the shenanigans and the gans. So we're going to listen to this interview, and y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
Who's going to stop by and hang out with the best damn morning show in Chicago? And today, we have artist Latocha Scott is in the building.
It's good to be here, man.
Man, it's good to see you. Brought all this beautiful weather with you.
I mean, you know.
So let's talk about it. Gospel Project.
Yes.
Your label.
Yeah.
That's swag.
Yeah.
That's dope. Speak on that.
I mean, you know, I've been in the game 30 years, and I learned a lot. You know, becoming a student in the game, you have to understand what ownership is, and then also what investing in yourself is. And so that's what I did. You know, I wanted to make sure that I owned my masters. I wanted to make sure that I had control over my music. And so that was just real big for me. And signing myself to myself, you know.
That's gotta feel good. How much am I gonna pay me? What you want, girl? Yeah. Well, I need this, that, and well, we can't do that. What you gonna do?
And then too, you know, when it comes down to the creative part of it, you don't have to ask somebody, I think this song should be what it's gonna be. Like, I was able to put the songs out the way that I wanted to.
You ever should night yourself?
What
no,
you
you
mean?
gonna do this.
Oh, yeah.
This
every
like
day.
blood.
You see, I'm in the building. You know? Be at that radio station. Yeah, that part.
You know, we talked about that a second ago. We had Chloe Bailey here earlier this week, and I was saying a lot of artists don't do the radio run anymore. And you said you've been in the game 30 years, so we're around the same age. I remember being in high school singing "Kick Off Your School" and "Relax Your Feet."
Come on.
Party on down to the Xscape. So what happened with Xscape? What happened with Xscape? You know, we like you solo. So explain that for us, because some of us are like torn, because I like this run for you because it's all about you.
Yeah.
But the Xscape fan of me still wants to know you're a part of Xscape.
I'm definitely a part of Xscape. I created the name. That's the mothership. That's where I come from. I will never forget where I come from. But it's time for me to do music. I've always wanted to do music. I know Kandi didn't want to do music because she always felt like if we didn't surpass what we did in the beginning, then don't do it. But when I'm doing music, it's never predicated on sales. It's because I'm passionate about what I do. So the other girls was like, no, we, you know, don't fall victim to what she's saying. I want to do music. So that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to do new music?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not, I don't want to do the old
Something
songs
different.
over and over again, no.
So,
And I have something to say.
so why gospel? What made you choose the gospel lane?
Well, I mean,
Because you started secular.
Yeah. Well, I actually started in the gospel
Okay.
world. That's where we're from. That's where I grew up. That's my inspiration. I grew up listening to the Clark sisters and so many beautiful people that came out in that time. And that's all I could listen. I was in church. Our religion was that.
Yeah.
So I brought that with me. If you listen to Living in Vain on the albums, it's because I brought a little bit of that with me when I went. But it's just part of who I am. That's my roots. So I'm going back to my roots. This is what I love. Even when I sing with that type of conviction because of my faith. And so it's about the music to me. It's about going back to God. I've had so many conversations with him while filming and just in life So, I have something to say when it comes down to the gospel part of it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
I'm actually happy you broke that down because I didn't think about it. Like when you guys are on tour, it's just your past records. So this is more about your passion of you are a singer,
Yes.
you want to create. So that to me helps me live with this separate. It's like parents, like you have
Really?
parents. Yes,
But what
because
about when people have to go to college? You got to go out and do other things. Like you can't just be stagnant. And I think sometimes we put that stigma on people, and that's kind of sad to think about it. Because when God gives you a gift, it's not meant to just be like this. You should be able to kind of flourish and do some things you want to do. Not to say to leave, but sometimes you got to go break out a little bit and then come back.
are you guys in a friendship space right now? Because I think they might be in Chicago. I think literally today. I think they have a show somewhere else.
That's what I'm hearing. Yes.
That's what you mean. That's what you
I
hearing.
didn't know anything about the show. Somebody told me about the show. That's just my truth.
So that's where it gets confused as a fan because it's like, are y'all like you're in town, they're in town, there's a show tonight, and you didn't know about it, so that means you won't appear. Y'all in the same city.
Yeah.
So are y'all talking? What are the conversations like? Are y'all family? So I won't say y'all enemies.
Right? No,
but,
we're not enemies.
Yeah, because that you're blood. But what is the state of y'all friendship right now? Because y'all both are in the city, and you said you heard they got a show tonight.
Yeah, I heard that they have a show tonight. I've been hearing that they have a show. But I was not invited to the show mainly because they're still dealing with a promoter that threatened my husband's life, and I said I'm not doing the show, so I stand on what I believe in. So they continue to do the show, so that's why I'm not doing the show.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Some things you got to just stand on.
That's who I am.
So you talked about talent.
Yes.
And how you can't keep your talent in a box or in a cage, and you stepping out on faith doing the gospel album. But talk about how your talent has also put you in a position to do a plant-based cookbook. Like the whole singing thing, how it leads into a lifestyle thing.
She's so smart.
Like, help a brother out, man. I need some plant-based cooking.
Well, back in the day, I was always known as the fluffy girl from Xscape. They would put that stigma on me, and I didn't like it. I felt like my mother named me Latasha, and that's just not what it was. And plus, I wanted a healthier lifestyle. So as I started to understand what eating was, and they talk about lifespan is actually health span, is what you put in your body. And I'm like, okay, so I stopped eating pork, stopped eating chicken, and stopped eating beef. And I saw the effects that it had on me, and I started to do cardio. And so I started creating my own little recipes. And then I got with my husband and my son, and we kind of just put some things together. So when we went on tour in 2017, 2018, we had so many people at the meet and greets, like, girl, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just eating right. And then after that, 2020 came, and then, the pandemic hit. And I'm like, Lord, I can't sing right now. I gotta walk in my gift. How do I do it? And he was like, take to the cookbook. Everybody needs it. There's a purpose.
So you went cold turkey, no pun intended. No beef, no chicken.
Yes, but I didn't do all at one time. It was
Okay.
baby steps. And so I like to tell people that it's not just you just get rid of, because then you feel like you're being derailed.
Yeah, I like a
you fall
good
short.
sandwich now.
Yeah,
I
it's
wanted
okay.
to talk about that because I've tried the vegan lifestyle.
Okay.
I tried. And
Okay.
as a skinny brother, it was making my head look big. My neck got small.
Oh, stop.
And it might have been just because when I stopped eating meat, all I was doing was just eating the sides. So I didn't know what to replace the meat with.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there eating broccoli and potatoes. Usually I have a steak with that. All I did was just take the steak out and I'm just eating broccoli and potatoes.
Yeah, but now they have like jackfruit, they have tofu. It's so many different things that you can do to get the protein and stuff that you need. There's a place here that I like to go to. It's called Can't Believe It's Not Me.
Oh,
I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Yes, I
I promise y'all. And then Native Foods, and then there's another
Soul
restaurant.
Vegetarian is nice out here too, off 70.
There's so many different places that you can eat now. Back in the day, it was very hard, but now it's easier.
Is it?
Yeah, to eat healthy, yes.
I'm a
Come on.
meatitarian. I got
Oh, man, I never heard of that. I love that.
They're like, what you want for vegetables? Steak.
No, not the vegetables.
What's your size? Chicken? Steak fries? Steak fries? But I want real steak cut and fried.
I
Let's talk about the reality show. We were talking about it a little bit off the air, but you had it was a show with Xscape and SWV.
Yes.
And then, we saw the whole conversation. I know you're probably tired of talking about it, the whole conversation of money being stolen. But the first question is, will you do another? Is there going to be a part 2 of this reality show?
It's not going to be part 2 for me.
You're not?
No, I mean, when you come and you say 2 supergroups are going to be celebrated and it does not end that way, like you got everybody beefing on social media. The nerve of a black production company with Mona Me coming in and not celebrating black women. It's just tearing down. And the whole time, out of 7 women, I was being attacked every single day. So it's just that thing for me. Like when you say you're going to do something, we should be able to do it. And I think the fans have been slighted, and shame on her. Shame on the production for doing that. We didn't get to a tour. We didn't get to music. So what was the end goal? Like, what are we doing here?
Did you guys film those scenes? Because, for me, I'm be honest, I have been approached for reality TV so many times, and I've always declined because I know what it is. Yeah. Like, I feel like we kind of know when you do reality TV, they're going to show the worst of you and not the best of you. So when you went in, were you not thinking they were going to try to find mess? Because that's what reality TV is.
Yeah, but we, at the end of the day, we had already gone through the worst of the times with the first still kicking it.
Okay.
So we were getting past that. Did I have reservations? Of course I did. But when she started to say, hey, we're going to celebrate y'all going to do a tour, we're going to talk about how you do a show, how you got to do the wardrobe and the music, I'm like, that's beautiful. Because sometimes you do have banter back and forth with that. But when you come in and I'm being attacked every day and it never got to the music, it's like, what was this all about? And none of the things that happened until we started filming. None of the craziness. So it's like, was it a setup? What do we do this for? So now, you have families who have to heal.
I was going to say, because this is your sister in real life. Like, we're enjoying you because of the music, but y'all got the same mama. Yeah. Like, how has this affected, and just to break it down for those, I think people who are aware, the whole $30,000 situation of you getting her money, she didn't get her money. I know you talked about it before, but just for the people in Chicago who just didn't hear that explanation, what is your side to that story? Because she claims money went to you and I believe your husband, $30,000.
I didn't take anything from my sister. I would never steal from her. Like I said before, a lot of the things that I saw was when it started to be filmed. I never heard of this. Me and my sister been together all this time. We've done shows, made millions of dollars together. When the cameras come on, this was what happens. And so we still haven't gotten clarity. When somebody accuses you of anything, why aren't you talking to me? Yeah. Why are you saying things to other people? Why are you talking to people who have nothing to do with nothing? So is this for television? Because I've heard her tell people that, when the show is over, it's going to be done. No, because you now have created a situation that I have to go and do what I'm doing now.
Right.
I didn't do anything.
It's animosity.
So, and I get it, people always talk about ratings and, I love watching, the drama, but at the end of the day, for what?
Right.
Like, and I understand sometimes the truth, nobody wants to hear the truth when the lie is more entertaining. So, entertain. That's not, my soul is not for sale. That's all I can say.
Wow.
It's not.
Well, I do want to ask about your Made Girl Foundation.
I love how he comes back with let's talk about something positive.
Yeah, let's talk about something positive, man. This is really dope. The Made Girl Foundation. What made you want to start that?
Just letting girls know and women know that there's a possibility for them to be great, successful. So many times we look in the mirror and we're not happy with what we see. I know I was one of the culprits for that. And we're beautiful, in our own skin. It takes time sometimes to realize that, but I want people to understand that I'm that possibility and I want to help in any way I can. That's why I have the clothing line. I have the book. I'm doing gospel music, inspirational things. That's what it's about. It's about still walking in purpose, but doing things positive. So I want to give back. I have my label. I want to sign artists. I want to school y'all on what it really is, because when you sign a contract, it's not just getting money. You got to grind. You got to put the work in. So just being that.
So I know you said y'all.
What you rapping?
Well, I might sing.
Oh my God.
Let me hear you got.
Oh my God.
Don't do it.
I sing because I'm happy.
Okay.
and I sing.
Oh my God.
Because I'm free. His eyes are on the sparrow.
Come on.
And I know he
watches me. Come on.
So by that right there, one of y'all going to heaven, one of y'all going straight to hell. Now I want y'all to y'all decide who. Look, before you get out here, I want to ask you this question. And listening to you talk, and you talked about your husband and everything, how it gets involved. So Monique has that kind of relationship with her husband where, do you think when people see you all on a unified front is kind of intimidating? Where like when you say, because like with my wife, I've had promoters call me to do a comedy show, and my wife is sitting right there and be like, "You want to talk business?" I say, "Well, whatever you telling me."
Tell her.
I mean, you gonna end up giving her the check anyway. I just work for them.
Oh wow. I love it.
So what I'm saying is, do you think that's intimidating to little people when they might not necessarily have that dynamic in their household, and you all on a unified front and be like, whatever you got to say, you can say in front of him, and whatever you got to say to him, you can say in front of me because we do this together?
That could be intimidating, but when you are confident in your relationship and confident in yourself, it shouldn't be. But so many times I found that is true. Yeah. You know, even with me saying I have ownership, that's because my husband had actually had the conversation with me. What you want? What we doing? And he's actually walked in.
The words make a difference. Always with words. It's not I, it's not you. It's like,
that's
what
right.
are we doing?
And that's why when they see us, we are a unified front. And I'm never going to apologize for that because he's been with me during the roughest times. I mean, we've actually been homeless together. So when you see that type of relationship and you see that type of bond, people don't respect it, and some people celebrate it. Some people don't. Right. But I'm cool with it because I know what we have at the end of the day. So the kudos to you for saying you bring your checks home to your wife. That's all.
Well, I don't have no choice.
I mean,
passwords and everything.
I mean, you know.
She can smell it. You have to show that they get it. Come on. How much was it? It was only $1,500. You a lie? Come on. How much was it? Then my daughters are standing there. Come on, Daddy, you lying.
One more question I want to, because you mentioned 30 years in the game, and I feel like, so you've been on all transitions. Like when you first started, it was all about music and talent. It wasn't about social media. It wasn't about what you ate today, who you talking to. It wasn't about your personal life. You just had to be talented. But now what you have is a talent, girl. We saw you woke up early in the morning just saying like it was nothing. But now we have a situation where personal life is involved. And this is tough because your husband's actually here, but you know the conversation that you alluded to online about having an open marriage. And then a lot of people were wanting to get further details. And I hate that you even have to talk about it, but when you go on social media and when you say that, people now dive in. So just for like clarity, is it an open marriage? Can your husband be with another woman and tell you first? Or is it not that? And I know it's tough. He's in the room. So
it's not tough.
Okay.
I mean, we talk about everything. That's the strength of our relationship because we communicate. And that's what I was trying to get to. If you notice, I was very emotional during that time.
Right.
It was a lot going on. My sister and I were trying to heal. My mother was calling. So I had a moment. Nobody was around me. And I went to social media and I said my feelings. And I kind of got choked up with words. And I did say those things, but that's not what it was. We have open communication, and it's in the privacy of our bedroom. Okay. So people did get it misconstrued, but at the end of the day, I don't care anymore with people. I'm tired of trying to explain to people because y'all gonna take what y'all want anyway. Right. But we know what we have, and I'm cool on that.
I appreciate you asking all these tough questions. I was like, Lord, but I want to just also say, I'm happy I'm talking to you because I understand this solo moment, how it's so important is to you. For me as an Xscape fan, of course I want to see y'all all together, but I believe y'all all will still come back together. It's like, to me, it's like the Bobby Brown moment. Like, I gotta go and I gotta do this for me, but just like we saw a New Edition a couple weeks ago, all together, it's gonna make better music, better moments. I do see y'all Xscape off for y'all back on stage.
But can I add this though? at the end of the day, I've championed everybody's success. When Tiny did her EP, I was right there, front and center. My sister did her EP. I was not included in any of that. Kandi did her music. This is my first time actually getting ready to do something on my own. And it feels good from a perspective of a woman being empowered. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, I will never leave the group. That's not what it's about. I'm just doing me for now. That's it.
So you're not gonna show up tonight?
I mean,
On some like wrestling, like you just come out, you come out, and this is reunion like WWE.
You in Chicago, they're
That
here
would be so
too.
dope. Cause I'm going to the show.
Okay, that's good.
And I would love to see, like, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
Miss Latocha Scott. And then you come out. And everybody going crazy, like, Xscape.
They still traveling with your outfits, girl. I'm just saying.
Could you do us a favor though before you leave? First of all, gospel album coming out. When is it dropping?
The album is already out.
Okay.
The album is called The Invitation, A Conversation with God. It's already 3 singles out. Yours, Stay With Me, and Afraid. I'm not sure if y'all saw that video or not.
No.
But yeah.
I would just like you. Could you give us a little something that absolves Zach from going to hell? Because he's going to hell for what he did earlier to his eyes on the scale. So could you sing over him? I'm going to hold my hands over him while you sing.
I got your back.
Come
I'm
on.
gonna hold you back.
But just
I'm
a
getting
little
ready.
something.
I'm trying to get signed.
Hold on.
I'm yours. Take me, use me as you please.
Don't sing Zach the hell.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm happy for
Yes,
you.
man.
Yes.
One more time, Latocha Scott in the building.